40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll, all in one station, mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas, 91.1 FM, The Boss. It's time to change. If you like country, we play it. If you like pop, we play it. If you like Latin music, we play it. If you like rock and roll, we play it. Because no one does fusion music like we do. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Programs presented are submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM, The Boss, and affiliates.
Welcome to Today with Cachet. It's Digitalk Friday, the day we discuss social and business transformation in this digital age. Get ready, folks, for loose, fun, and hopefully inspiring dialogue. I'm Jesus, your guest co-host. To my right, the lady of the hour, the namesake of the show, also known as my better half. Take it away, Cachet.
Happy Friday!
Happy Friday.
Love the way the cameras look. We look awesome.
You got some good lighting today.
We kind of look really, really nice.
You look especially awesome. I'm just in your aura.
You know what?
I'm just happy to be here. And as I said on the first time that I was able to join your show,
remember?
I said I was just walking
He
by
was just
looking for a
walking by.
looking for a cup of coffee.
And then you ended up coming in and being my man. Like, that's pretty cool. Remember? That was the first one. That was the first show.
That's right.
Well,
That's right. We are. And I think before we get started, babe,
Okay.
I think we owe the audience an announcement.
Okay.
Changes on the horizon for Jesus and Cachet and the Today with Cachet show.
That is correct.
What do you want to share?
Well, you know, it's kind of bittersweet, but this will be our last live show together on Today with Cachet on Fridays.
That's right.
Because why?
Changes.
Changes
are underway, so I think let's just keep it at that, and we will share with our blessed and loved audience that keep tuned for announcements via Facebook and LinkedIn.
I like that.
How's that?
We'll keep them waiting a little bit.
Okay, we can do that. And they are patient, they're awesome.
We love it.
And they're the reason why we are challenged every week.
Yes, and I want to thank you. You bring out a great point. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Friday show and listening to us talk, and hope you guys have had some great information that you have learned a lot from
it's been a blast.
Different segments and things, all the fun we've had.
We'll close it out at the end. We'll have a couple of more comments to make in terms of the challenge, but it's been just an incredible run. An incredible run for you. How long did you have the show? 2.5 years?
I have had the show, so February of 2021 would be 3 years.
Wow.
So I've been going at this for almost 2 years and 6. Carlos, correct me. I mean, I don't know, over 2 years and 2.5 years.
So just so everybody is clear, the Today with Cachet show is ending its run.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's make it clear. I'm ending my run. November 20th.
Yes.
Will be the final date.
Yeah.
And we were just saying more to come. We'll kind of stay vague right now, but more to come. But
That's
this
right.
has been an amazing.
It has.
And of course, I'll talk more about that in
due time.
Coming up. Yeah.
In due time. In due time. So I think our audience may miss our complaints every Friday. Maybe not necessarily our complaints, but our declaration on how hard the workout was this morning, right?
Oh my gosh! But
Anyway.
it was kind of cool. It was different. He had us do something completely different this morning.
Yeah.
And so I liked it. It's always a challenge.
By the way, we've got a family friend named JC. He is amazing, just salt of the earth. Love him and love his family, and he's doing a shout out for us. Shout out back to him for being just a loyal listener. JC, if you're on the road, stay safe. And God bless you.
Yeah, awesome.
So, if we don't have that, we don't have the show to share about Baby Bull, What, is there anything you want to tell Baby Bull right now? And Brian, the boss man? What would you say to him right now?
They know, Brian, the boss man, Anel,
Narciso, Alex, the animal,
and all of the members, the people that we work out with every morning. I mean, we are truly. Think about it. We get up and we're there dedicated. 5 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning. That becomes like your family. I mean,
it's a community.
An extension. And so I just want to say thank you guys. And if anyone has not had the opportunity to get down there, truly, I think they'll probably give you a comp to try it out or something.
Sure.
And it's just an amazing place.
Yeah.
It's an amazing workout.
Yeah.
And I encourage everyone to get down there, give it a try, and understand why. And people know me. I love to work out. I've worked out, I run, I do all these different type of workouts, Pure Barre. But there's something there, and I think people need to get down there and experience it for themselves.
One thing I was putting up the weights, at the end, and you guys were running.
Yeah.
I was putting up my weights.
He was putting up the weights, and we were running.
Yeah. So I was putting up the weights, and I was talking to Brian, and Brian said, I hope you enjoyed that. So think about that.
Yeah.
Here is a co-owner that says, I hope you enjoyed that. I said, Brian, we're challenged every single Friday, every single class we have with you and everybody else. So a tip of the hat to Brian and the team at Baby Bull Boxing.
Yes.
Now, something that we enjoy,
and
the fact that the Today with Cachet show is coming to an end, do you think we might have time to do a little bit more traveling?
Oh. Well, I'm sure we would.
Something that you and I talk about, especially when we're having margaritas, is where do we go?
Where
do we start?
Yeah.
We have a bucket list of destinations.
Sure we do.
Now, if you don't have a specific destination in mind, something you could do is take a flight to nowhere.
That.
What have you heard about that?
I didn't hear. No,
this is a thing, everybody. This is a thing.
Not more than I was either listening on the radio or something. Someone said they're going for like pretty expensive.
Yeah, I'll give you some details here in a second. But what have you heard about it?
I just heard that one thing that they were talking about.
There's the article in USA Today right there.
There's a flight to nowhere, and people are like, and it's really expensive.
That's correct. And it's a normal flight.
And where are you going? And how much does it cost?
Okay, so here, let me give you an example. Qantas Airways of Australia said that a 7-hour scenic flight over Australia's outback and Great Barrier Reef, we got to go check that out. They actually opened the flight, and offered the flight, and it sold out in 10 minutes. This is a growing trend, especially in Asia, flights to nowhere that take off and land at the same airport. So you're getting the experience of flying for several hours. It's a 7-hour. Think about this. 7-hour scenic flight. And you land. Let's say you take off from Sydney. Travel, over the South Pacific. And then come back again. That was your trip.
Okay, that's why it's nowhere, because you never stopped. Other than when you came back to your original destination.
So it's literally a flight to nowhere. Now, I was looking into this, and there were already scenic flights into Antarctica or the South Pole. I mean, that already existed. So they're doing that. Now, there are other airlines that have caught on to this. This is Taiwan's EVA Airways. You may have heard of EVA. ANA, Japanese airline, ANA, very well respected, desperate for revenue, and they wanted to keep their pilot's license current. Keep in mind, you can only have so many simulated hours, but you still have to fly to keep your license to fly legit, especially as a commercial pilot and skills. So they've even offered additionally, sightseeing tours. Now, you mentioned the cost. The Qantas tickets, Qantas Airways, cost between $575 and $2,700. Oh, it's not a big deal for you.
No, I thought they were saying it was like really expensive.
Well, these are first class seats. They sound kind of normal.
No,
in other words,
thinking
I don't see this any discount here. I don't see any discount here.
But you know what I was thinking about? What's the flight? Is it? I can't think of his name right now. The guy who has Virgin Airlines.
Virgin, Richard Branson.
He's got. How much is it to take you to Mars?
That I don't know. That I don't know.
I
haven't looked into that.
That one's like really, really expensive.
Why don't you look into that for us, okay?
That one's like, I was thinking it was going to be something like, we're going to fly you around, and I heard it was really expensive. That's why. So that's not too much.
So to me, these are, depending on the seating class, these sounds like normal tickets, right? But again,
Right.
taking off and landing at the same location. So the flights are on that equipment that was right up on the screen. 134 available seats, quickly snapped up.
Interesting.
Now check this out.
Okay.
Among these airline stunts,
Yeah.
now Thai Airways, anybody that's ever flown Thai,
Okay.
very well-respected airline, this month in September opened up a pop-up restaurant on the ground offering in-flight meals served from airline seats to would-be travelers.
Okay, so say that again. Like
Okay,
a
so
pop-up.
it's a pop-up
Yeah.
restaurant
Okay.
serving the meals that they would be featuring in upcoming flights.
I love that.
You like that?
I love that idea.
Why do you like that idea?
Well, I mean, I don't normally eat on the plane because I do.
That's true.
I will be
I know,
honest.
yeah.
I don't. I just. What I mean is, I prefer just to have something before I get on the flight.
Okay.
But I like the idea of feeling like you're at a restaurant while you're flying.
Okay, so there it is right there. So here is a Thai. This is in Bangkok, of course, and so that is a pop-up restaurant. The pop-up restaurant is airline food in airline seats in a restaurant on the ground. What do you think about that?
Okay.
What do you think is the attraction for that?
Never mind. I was thinking they were doing a pop-up while you were flying in air, like you were at a restaurant. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how would they do it? You know, I mean, seriously, how would they do it? But what do you think what do you think is the allure? Number one, what do you think is the allure on the scenic flights to nowhere? What do you think is the allure?
Well, you know, one, it's different.
Okay.
Everyone loves something different.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the fact that it's the unexpected. You're going to put me on a plane. You're going to take me scenic, showing me around places I don't know where I'm going. I'm looking around. It's different. It's the surprise. And then I'm coming back and I'm landing like where I started. I mean, somebody could take somebody
On a date.
On a date.
On a 7-hour date.
I love that. You know?
I
Yeah.
think also people have been cooped up for so long, they're willing to get up on a plane.
Good point.
It's an enjoyable experience.
yeah.
Fly around, come back, it's something different.
Yeah.
It's something different. What do you think about these pop-ups?
You know, this now that I don't know. I don't
do you
know
think that
that
is?
I'm going to go, walk in a building and be like, okay, let me see, where's my seat, my flight seat, and what restaurant? I just don't know. Like, that doesn't necessarily do that for me.
It doesn't
Yeah.
turn me on either.
Yeah,
It doesn't
okay,
turn me
yeah.
on either. So, do you think that people are really missing
Yeah.
getting cooped up in a plane?
Oh, I will say this, an interesting fact that,
Okay.
you know, when I don't fly, I feel like, oh, I want to get on a plane and
Sure,
fly.
sure.
But when I fly so much, like I have periods where I've like flown and I'm like, okay, I need a break.
Right.
So there is an itch that you get
Right.
if you've traveled.
Right.
That, you know, oh, I want to get on a plane and I want to go somewhere. So there's a legitimate feeling to that, I think, to some degree. How far? I don't know.
I was on recent business travel, and I happened to be on an airline where the middle seat was actually sold.
Okay.
So what surprised me was how busy the airline was,
Yeah.
because it was packed.
Yeah.
It was packed. Now, there are other airlines. I understand that Southwest
Okay.
and I think Delta are not selling the middle seat.
They're still not. Okay.
Yeah. So to me, the only experience that was different was the fact that you had to have the mask.
Yeah.
And they tried to adjust for social distancing. That went out the window quickly.
I was
That
going
went
to
out the
say,
window
how
quickly.
did that happen?
Yeah.
But interesting. Yeah.
Now, so if I say that we're going to take a flight to nowhere, where would be your first destination you'd like to go?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Well, give me some ideas.
oh my gosh.
It's kind of like on Christmas. You
I
say,
do wanna go-
give me 3 ideas. Give me 3 things you want for your birthday, or 3
I
things
mean,
you
I
want.
do know. I mean, I don't know how far these flights will go, but like, I would love to go to like somewhere. I want to go to Greece.
Okay.
And
Okay,
the
everybody.
island-
She said Greece. Okay.
And the islands out that way. I also want to go. Another place I've wanted to go that I haven't gone is Croatia.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something I want to do something different, like exotic and different.
Now, we
Yeah.
did discuss a virtual travel through the computer.
We did. We talked about that. You mentioned that last, and I said,
What if I got you a
gift.
what if I got you a really on the virtual
And
gift?
I'd get you the
What if I
virtual-
got you a really nice gift and I gave it to you and we were on a virtual date on the computer? How's that?
I mean, I don't know. It may be cool.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to experience it to know.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is so interesting.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna take the expense and the time to do it, we might as well land somewhere and
Yeah.
go check
Where
out the
would you
location.
wanna go?
I would like.
Yeah, where would you like to go?
I'd like to go to Asia.
Okay.
I'd like to go back to New Zealand with
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I'd like to go to China with you.
Okay.
Let's see. I would like.
And I totally want to go to New Zealand.
We have to visit my friend Marco and Hazel, our friends,
Costa
soon to be
Rica.
in Costa Rica. We have to go visit
Love
there.
Costa Rica.
I want to go see my sister Brenda on the West Coast, and I want to go see my sister Tatiana in Panama.
Okay. Well, there we go.
So we've got nephews to go see, man.
We gotta go.
We've
Let's
got
do it.
family members to go see.
There's a whole new world. Let's go.
That's right. So, how do you feel after the workout this morning?
I feel good. I feel good.
What was your favorite part of the workout this morning?
Okay, probably was the 2-lap run because I enjoyed it.
It wasn't the cleans with the dumbbells?
No, I mean all of it was great.
Yeah.
Because it was it was doable for me, even though it was a challenge. It was still doable. And I love
you're
the
welcome,
fact that
Cachet, for allowing me to guide you and an off on the workouts when we don't go to Baby Bull. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, so yeah, when we don't go to Baby Bull, I still have an amazing coach, and his name is Jesus, who puts me through a grueling workout, and he makes me, oh my God, he makes me try to do a pull-up, and I cannot do a pull-up. But
we're going to be working on that this
week.
week.
But he helps me.
We're going to be working on that this week.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, I need 10 pull-ups out of you
know
by
I can't
Tuesday.
do 10.
Okay, I'll help you.
Will you help me? Okay, then I can do as many as you tell me then.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, so trips to nowhere.
Trips to nowhere.
Okay, let's
do
put that on the bucket list.
That's on our bucket list.
All right. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hi, my name is Dr. Willie Villarreal. I'm a board-certified family nurse practitioner, doctor of nursing practice, and owner and founder at Core Sports Health here in Conroe. At Core, we take a root cause functional medicine approach to help you achieve your optimal health and vitality. If you're suffering from any of the following symptoms, we can help you through a comprehensive treatment plan that includes diet and nutrition, exercise and activity, hormonal balance, and stress reduction. For an appointment, please call us at 936-441-2673 or visit us online at coresportshealth.com. Thank you and hope to see you soon.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Hi, I'm Isaac White, owner of the Isaac White Agency, a full-service property and casualty insurance agency located in Texas. Whether you need us to help you with your auto or your home insurance, your boat or your RV, we've got you covered. And our goal is to make sure you feel good about your insurance. Call us at 936-448-4000.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Babe, we are almost into October. Can you believe that?
Yes. I know, it's crazy. This year has like flown by.
It has.
It has.
Are you I think you're a Halloween fan.
Well, I mean, you know what? Christmas is my thing, and Thanksgiving is totally my thing.
Okay.
Halloween is about the creativity part. Like,
So
and then
what
the
were you?
candy,
So okay. So what were
the
you?
candy.
What did you dress up as last year?
I was a spider.
Were
I
you-
was a spider on the show. I was like a little spider. I had a little spider hat. And then
Yeah.
I had like this dress on that was like a web,
Yeah.
and I was a little spider.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say it again. I was a spider. Did you not hear me? What were you? What were you last year?
I think last year
No.
I had dressed up my buddy, my best friend's Wes. You know,
Oh, yeah,
Wes.
of course, yeah.
We were Men in Black. I think it was 2 years ago or the year before.
cool, Men in
And it was it
Black.
2 years that
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner passed away. The publisher of Playboy.
Yeah.
And so that's an icon
Yeah.
for guys obviously. And so we dressed up as you have it was kind of it was a shout out to him over
Okay,
things. So
there
we
you
had the velour the velour.
Oh, so y'all were Hugh Hefners.
We were Hugh Hefner. Yeah,
Oh.
that was good. That was good. We got a couple of pats on the back on that.
I bet so.
Now, if we're into October, then that means that also Black Friday and Cyber Monday are also close by.
Yes, they're coming. The holiday.
Was Black Friday a big deal for you guys growing up?
No, because I mean, I think at the end of the day, when you go shop is when you're going to go shop.
Right.
You know, and you look at the sales, and back then it was one of those things where okay, maybe you could get something and you saw, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Like you just.
I remember the day when Black Friday was really literal. I mean, it was the day after Thanksgiving, an official launch of the shopping season.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. People were lining up. They were lining up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
We didn't
then
do
they were
that.
lining up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Then we're lining up at midnight.
Yeah.
Then it got extended to
Sleeping
after,
overnight.
sleeping overnight. Then they got extended to right after Christmas, right after Thanksgiving lunch or dinner and started. Now, all of a sudden, it's just extended. So we have gotten literally spoiled as consumers in the United States on when the sales are. To me, the sales are just year round.
That's what
There's
I'm
so much
saying.
competition.
Yeah, it's like when you want it,
the
you
sales
get it.
are year round. Did you hear this? Home Depot is going to launch a 2-month Black Friday period.
Wow.
Starting after Thanksgiving all the way through the holidays.
Well, that's
So
some
now
smart
it's
marketing
almost
for them.
almost permanent. Almost
Yeah.
permanent. Almost
Great.
permanent.
That's great.
Yeah. Now, considering that you were in the software
I was.
industry one time, how long did you work in the software?
So I worked with SAP.
Yes.
And
You're the SAP guru.
I was kind of good at it. I have to say so.
Okay.
But no, I did that at Shell. I came in and they had just like implemented it.
Okay.
And so I was doing that. I did that for about almost 3 years there, and then I moved to consulting.
Okay.
And I did that for a few years.
You are a woman of many talents. You have done it all.
Well, I wouldn't say I've done it all,
Okay.
but I do have talents.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, going back to our announcement earlier in the show, there's more to come from
There's totally
you. More to come from you and more to come from me.
There's
So stay tuned, everybody.
more to come from us, yes.
Now, I'm dedicating this segment to you
Oh my gosh!
because we
This
are
is
going to
all
be talking about software, and we are going to be talking about new technologies.
Okay.
And so, would you agree that considering we're going now, Cyber Monday is just now as important, or even,
Yep.
and it's actually projected to be incredible this year, obviously, with the online shopping. You're going to get non-traditional shoppers, let's say grandparents, just as an example, that are going to be online because they're not going to go out and look for Black Friday deals in person. Thus, Cyber Monday is going to be huge this year. So would you agree with more online shopping, there's going to be more need for online fraud prevention?
Oh, sure.
A lot of credit card information, personal data. The term around, everything around security is just even more heightened today.
agree.
Would you agree with that?
totally would agree.
Okay. The global fraud detection and prevention market is huge. I mean, it is huge. It was valued at almost $16 billion in 2019. But check out this growth rate.
Oh, Lord.
It's expected to reach almost $37 billion, over double by 2025.
That's not far.
I mean, in 4 years.
Yeah.
So that is a compounded annual growth rate of almost 16.5%.
What an investment.
Tell
What
me
an investment.
That's a great. Well, there you go. Exactly.
Rather than the 7% you get in the stock market.
Exactly. So if you want to do that, look for
Wow.
look for global fraud and prevention or technology providers, especially those that are operating in the cloud.
Interesting.
Or in the cloud.
Yeah.
Or on the cloud.
And on.
Well, if you're looking for as well a career change, that might be something to consider. Because we talked about reinvention.
Yeah.
We talked about new direction. We talked about opportunities, new industries that are popping up, especially in this digital age.
Yeah.
So one firm you might consider joining,
Okay.
and I'm going to keep the word consider, okay, is a company called NS8. It's a high-flying firm based in Vegas that provides very innovative tools for fraud prevention.
Interesting.
NS8. There's only one problem with NS8.
What is the problem?
They got caught cooking the books. So when I ran across this article this week, or this because I was looking into different industries that are growing, especially in the digital age. So let me see when I read, I had to just stop and say, okay, so let me understand this. An online fraud prevention company was indicted for fraud.
I guess they're the experts at it.
They gotta be. Remember when we did the testimonial or the case study on Luck and Coffee?
Yes.
Okay, these guys.
Luck and Coffee.
These guys are almost. I mean,
They're
they're
if you had
almost
to
as
rate,
crooked
if you had
as
to rate,
crooked.
like which one got the medal for the year, yeah.
They're
neck
up
and
there.
neck and neck.
They're up. So the CEO, the co-founder, is a guy named Adam Rogas.
Okay.
Rogas.
Crazy.
Look at his title. So this guy right here on the board. If anybody that's watching on Facebook Live, there's his face.
What a happy
this guy.
face.
Okay, could this guy sell you? He could sell ice to an Iceman or ice to an Eskimo.
Yes,
Right there,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Okay, you can know ice. Okay. Adam Rogas, co-founder.
Okay.
former chief executive and chief financial officer and board member of NS8. He was in full control of the bank accounts and spreadsheets that detail the transactions with all the customers, and that gave him access to cook the books and show millions in transactions that didn't exist. Man, how do you do this?
And how long did he do it for?
Okay, so the company was founded in 2016.
Okay,
We're in 2000, so the company wasn't even 5 years old.
So we can
now,
assume
private, so it had a valuation in the range of $500 million to $1 billion by mid-year this year.
I'm assuming they do that because they try to get investors.
Okay, so let me talk about the investors.
Is that why they try to cook it?
So let's look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, now, NS8 was able to raise more than $120 million, and not just by run-of-the-mill investment companies. We're talking about, and you probably don't know these names, okay, these titles, but there are very well-respected investment firms. One's called Lightspeed Venture Partners, and the other one is AXA Ventures. I've heard of AXA. These are well-respected firms. This guy did some hell hoodwinking, man. It's amazing, just amazing. So I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, babe, how do you not see this?
You mean the people that are
Yeah,
around them,
especially
the
the people that do the due diligence, and also the auditors.
Well, I guess they have to be a part of it.
And coincidentally, it was the same auditors that were auditing Luck and Coffee, EY.
Bingo. EY.
EY. Part of Capgemini. So listen to this. From January 2019 through February 2020, the FBI alleges that somewhere between, listen to this, 40% and 95% of the purported total assets, the declared assets on their balance sheet, was fictitious.
Well, how do you get away with that?
How do you get away with that?
How do you get away with that much percentage?
I mean, that's a high percentage.
Well, because that just has to tell me that other people are involved.
Okay, so over the same period, remember I said January 2019 through February 2020. Rogas, Adam Rogas, now the former CEO, he altered bank statements to reflect $40 million in revenue that just wasn't there. How do you just come up with $40 million and not have somebody figure out, wait, where's the backup? Where's the backup? What he did was, now keep in mind, that's the bank statement. I don't know if he went all the way back and just created fictitious customers. I don't know what this guy did. Okay, but what got me is the fact that he was able to get away with it and was able to raise $120 million from top flight investment firms and got away with it. Now, he also hoodwinked, I used the word hoodwink earlier, hoodwinked the auditors that were conducting the auditors were sent to conduct due diligence on behalf of the investment firms. And he was able to convince the auditors that it was legit, that the bank statements were legit. After the funding round was completed, NS8 did a secondary offering, which let him cash out $17.5 million through personal sales of stock and through a company that he controlled, according to the Department of Justice.
So he cashed out.
He was able to cash out some of that.
Okay, so where's
Seriously,
he now?
man.
Is he indicted?
No, he's under arrest.
Yeah, so that's okay.
He's under arrest. He's
probably going to have to pay all that back.
He's under arrest.
That's just, I mean, again, it goes to show that obviously there's more than one person involved.
Right.
Because you just can't pull that off by yourself. And it's interesting that you hear more and more cases about
That's
this.
true.
So,
back when we went through the bubble, when we went through the bubble and the financial crisis that the country went through in 2008, 2009, there were changes and very necessary updates to GAAP rules, for generally accepted accounting principles. So all of that should have helped clean some of this out. So you're exactly right. He can't do this on his own. There's got to be either inefficiency or voluntary discretion on how they're declaring or looking at things, bending the rules. I don't know what it is, okay? But you're exactly right. How does somebody get away with that when you're saying that in 1 year he was able to declare that 40 to 95% of the assets were fictitious? I mean, that's deep, man.
That's deep.
That is deep. That is deep. That leads me to my first quote for today. We're going to have two quotes today. Okay? The quote is as follows. The right thing to do and the hard thing to do are usually the same. I'll say one more time. The right thing to do and the hard thing to do are usually one and the same. What do you think about that?
Well, it's not always easy to do what's right,
Yeah.
but it's what you have to do. But it is not always the most easiest thing, because a lot of times people are caught in the mix. They say, "Whoa, I'm caught in. I really want to go this way, but because this is here or this person, so I don't know what to do. I'm crossed." And that sometimes for people can become a hard thing to do.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the truth always prevails, and
it could be several years, but I totally agree with you.
It's one of those things, Either you have it naturally, or you invest the hard work naturally, or you pull yourself around people naturally that can carry you with each other as a good team, or it's not gonna last.
There is no shortcut to greatness.
No.
It just doesn't. It doesn't exist, folks.
It just
doesn't
doesn't.
exist.
It just
And
doesn't.
that what you just said ties into a personal motto of mine that I say very humbly
Yeah.
that I've shared with you. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's
one's
watching.
looking.
When no one's looking.
Yeah.
That is huge. That is huge. No one is looking. They might not find out. What does your personal integrity say about yourself?
Yep.
You got to stare at the man in the mirror
Yep.
and say,
Amen.
am I doing the right thing?
Amen.
Am I doing the right thing? That's the takeaway for segment 2.
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
Dedicated to you.
Thank you. I'll take it.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hello, my name is Dr. Sadaf Javed. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist, and I see adults also. I've been practicing in the greater Houston area for the past 5 years, and my practice is in the west side of town. In these unprecedented times, it is so important to check in with your mental health. Please pick up the phone and call 832-304-7244 or mycognitivepsychiatry.com, and we would be happy to help. Thank you.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Turn on your glam today. The Jenna Klein collection is here, elaborated with natural products. Give yourself a compliment with our organic lip glosses in more than 15 shades. With the Jenna Klein lip gloss collection, you can hydrate your lips and keep that glamorous look that you need. Turn on your glam. Visit jennaklein.com. And don't forget our skincare collection with natural ingredients that will improve the skin's appearance and prevent visible signs of aging. We have everything you need to achieve smooth and vitalized skin. jennaklein.com. Turn on your glam today.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
So we have a raffle
We
want
do.
to announce, right?
Guys, everyone out there, listen. The station is giving away, raffling off 2 tickets to the Texas Renaissance Festival.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
Have you? Have you been
once,
to
once?
once?
Yeah. For Sunday, October 4th.
The jousting. Did you see the jousting?
I did. It was kind of
was
cool.
awesome, man.
I didn't dress up or anything, but I
They
went.
got this one guy good.
But yeah, so there, and all you have to do is either like and comment on one of the shows or during any of the segments, and they're raffling off 2 tickets. So it's something to get out and do. People want to get out and do something. Here's
The weather's supposed to be nice now.
It is. We're in fall. I think we're truly in fall now.
I think so.
All right, everyone.
When it's under 80 degrees,
2
it must be fall.
2 tickets, and
Yeah.
Carlos, we'll give their names out, or if they. Well, when are we announcing? I guess there's a question. Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Awesome.
Right in line for the beginning of October.
Yay.
Next Wednesday. And something to do. What was your first job in college? I'm talking about college now, not high school. So I know you started working early in high school when you were working
So when I started
in
going,
corporate.
so actually, when I was at Exxon, and then I started taking my classes in college, I left and I moved to an engineering firm. So it was
Okay.
an engineering company.
What did you do at the engineering company?
I did several things. I did support, kind of, like executive support, but I also got into AutoCAD.
Oh, okay.
So I was helping the engineers because they would draft the drawings
Okay.
in AutoCAD and then eventually into SolidWorks.
Okay.
So then they would draft them and then they would email them to me and then they would come into my portal and then I would do like what they call like making sure that everything was correct.
Did you enjoy that work?
I mean, it was a great experience. I was able, the way I looked at things was I was able to add things to my resume.
Okay.
So I would go in and interview and I would be like, God, you have all of these skills. Like you worked at Exxon, you worked at this firm, you've got all of these software skills. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I did this, I did that. And they're like, so I enjoyed having everything on my resume.
You're also pretty cute, so.
Oh, well, thanks. So that kind of got me in the door, probably, too. I'm just joking.
Actually, varied experience for me as well.
Okay.
You know, as a guy,
Yeah,
worked in construction,
yeah,
did that.
yeah.
Early in college,
Okay.
I worked out, my brother and I worked at Mr. Gaddy's.
Oh, yeah,
He
that's
was
right,
he
the
was a
pizza.
delivery driver,
Yeah.
and I was the cook, man.
Yeah. Oh, so I bet
I was
those
a cook.
pizzas were good.
They were pretty good.
Yeah,
They were
okay.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Worked in construction. In college, I also sold cookware door to door.
Oh, yeah, you talked about
That's
that.
our direct
You
selling.
talked about that.
Direct selling,
Yeah,
direct selling,
yeah.
direct selling. When you look back at the things that you did in college, you know, back in our day
I was a
versus
good
the say what?
I was a good girl.
You're a good girl. When
Yeah.
you say that, what does that mean?
I mean, I wasn't. You mean, think about people go to college and they think about, you say back in the day, people say, oh, I partied and I went and did.
Well, it didn't mean we didn't go out and have a good time.
Yeah, no. But
Okay.
anyway, I'm sorry.
That's okay. The opportunities, when we talk about the name of the show is Digitalk, and you talk about the digital opportunities, the tools. Where it really got my mind going was thinking about one of my former bosses, one of the best bosses I ever had. His son develops apps.
Okay.
And would sell them online.
Okay.
Apps for different things. So here's a guy going to SMU,
Okay.
developing apps, and that's his side gig. It's amazing how this has just evolved over time.
Well, because
where the
of-
side
yeah.
hustles went from
Yeah.
the cutting lawns,
Yeah.
working in a moving company, working construction, being a bartender, being a
Exactly.
waiter, being a waitress, all the typical, hey, you had a job on campus, you worked at the bookstore, whatever that was.
Now people are running their own
Or
business.
you work in retail. Didn't
Yeah.
you work in retail at one time as well?
I did.
Okay, can you say where you worked?
Where did I work? Okay, so this would have been, when I was learning my interior designing and trying. So I wanted to pick up, so I did some Ethan Allen.
Okay.
I worked with Ethan Allen.
Yeah.
Who else did I work? Gay Waldrop, he was a designer.
Yeah.
And then maybe, But yeah, Ethan Allen. Yeah, let's just.
So you did that well. So now
Yeah.
the side hustles are just prevalent everywhere.
Yeah.
The side hustles that you could do literally just straight from your computer
Yeah.
in your own apartment, in your own home. And just the opportunities for side hustles for college students
Yeah,
are
because
just
they're
endless.
They're doing like their own businesses, running it on a computer while they're going to college.
Or
you
they're
know?
going to, where are they going to college?
Yeah.
I think about sites like 99 Designs and Upwork.
Oh, yeah.
So those are literally the freelance platforms.
Yeah.
If I'm a graphic designer,
Yeah.
if I'm a blogger, if I provide any kind of special skill, any kind of special technical talent or whatever, I can get on the platform. I can bid for a job,
Yeah.
work on the job for a month, a couple of weeks, or whatever that is. I can create logos. I can create brands.
Mm-hmm.
Think about doing that and having that on your resume. Would that be impactful?
Well, that would, yeah.
That would be
It
impactful.
would be, and it would be to today's world and the way that we are. It would be very relevant.
Something that I did, I led a marketing organization when I was in college, and we did two things that we thought were pretty actually fun and unique. Number one, we set up a marketing research group.
Oh,
And that was where I
did
went
your
to.
own. You
We
created- yeah.
we used
Wow.
our own members of the association
Wow.
to provide outbound calls to provide surveys on specific products. So
Yeah.
we had that, and we sold that particular service. The other thing that we had was
Yeah.
a walking billboard. We actually didn't pursue this, but it was actually my idea. But it was a walking billboard. So the walking billboard for us would say, why can't we put a billboard together for different brands that want to promote themselves and not just wait for a student fair or anything like that?
Yeah.
Have a walking billboard, have them walk up and down the common areas, the dorms, and
Yeah.
the buildings, and everybody observe and say, because there's a novelty to that. Well, you can do a walking billboard now through a service called Rapify. So
hear about
Rapify is
Rapify.
actually on a car.
Okay.
Would you have ever wrapped your car
No.
for branding, for
No,
advertisement?
no,
Very
no,
interesting.
no.
But there's people that can put Bud Light on
But
their
you
car.
see them
It
all
would be
the
kind of
time.
cool.
You see it all the time. I
Sure.
mean, I guess if I had like a,
So if I was an
a
Uber
food truck.
okay,
Okay, if I had a food truck,
Okay, got
I
it.
would totally design it out like to the. I mean, I'd have designs all over it.
I think it'd be cool if I was, I
Okay.
was a big Miller Lite fan. So
Okay,
as a guy, so if
okay.
I had a cool car and I had Miller Lite in my car, I think that would be pretty
think
cool.
that would be great?
I thought that would be cool. Yeah, as a guy. But then you had a really nice Camaro, so you didn't want to
No,
pimp out your
I
Camaro.
wouldn't- but I just wouldn't have wrapped my car.
Yeah.
I would have just gone and talked to somebody. and did my marketing.
But think about it. If
Yeah.
I'm an Uber driver today, look how you can wrap the car. So if I'm an Uber driver, I'm making money on the side because I'm an Uber driver, and then I also have, logos wrapped on my car. In this case, it's Cricket, up on the screen.
So let me ask
there's
you a question.
there's two incomes right there.
So that guy is going to take somebody out on a date,
Right.
And he's going to have his car wrapped with Cricket,
Yeah.
and he's going to pull up, and he's going to be like, "Hey." And this
It's
is
not about the car, Cache.
No, it's the
about
wrap
the
I don't
guy.
like.
It's about the guy.
It's not the brand of
Come
the
on.
car, it's
They
the-
can't be that superficial.
It's the wrap. I don't want you pulling up with a Cricket wrap, and we're going out to. I just don't know. I don't know.
The other service is called Field Agent. I want to put this up real quick because Field Agent is really interesting. And the reason I put Field Agent up here is because Field Agent is now a true app.
Yeah.
And I've actually contracted Field Agent. And Field Agent is actually doing, for example, I contracted a Field Agent contractors in Mexico City for in-store checks.
Sure.
They got to see how my product looked on the shelf.
Okay.
I couldn't travel to Mexico that week. They got to check the price points.
Awesome.
They asked, information from people on the floor.
Yeah.
And so kind of a mystery shopper kind of thing. You go in, you detail it, you download through the app the information you're supposed to gather. You might work a couple of hours, and you can earn up to $30 an hour doing something like that.
Interesting.
But to me, it is so interesting how there are unique apps that can provide a young person literally the opportunities, whether it's self-developed apps or side hustle that you can do on your own. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's great. I think I think it says a lot. It says, one, that the market has opened up.
Yeah.
And realized that, there needs to be a lot more opportunities that are readily available to people to do. And everything's gone to kind of the computer, the internet, that kind of thing.
Well, I mean,
So
if
it
I could
speaks
contract
to-
somebody
Yeah.
and not spend the money having to go down there in person,
Yeah.
more margin for us.
Yeah. So it's a win-win. I
Yeah,
think, for
no
everyone.
question. No question.
Totally.
So I think we're going to see much more of this. All right. We are getting ready to go into our final segment. So we'll take a quick break.
Okay.
Actually, do we do a break now? We can take a break now.
Why
Yeah, let's
not?
go ahead and take a break
Why
now.
not?
Okay, we'll take a break and we'll just run long on the next one. Okay? Quick break. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Bruce Tuff of the Tuff Law Firm. We are located in the greater Woodlands area. If you need any smart, tough lawyers, call us 281-681-0808. We do personal injury, real estate, construction law, business law, probate, all the legal services you may need. We have over 100 years of experience in our office. Call the Tough Smart Lawyers, 281-681-0808, Tuff Law Firm.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
It started as a dream. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to have my own restaurant. And it was a dream that finally we had the opportunity to build it here in the Woodlands. And I'm so happy with it.
It's a really authentic Italian food. I try to maintain the most original possible. It's very important. Every day I make my fresh pasta.
Chi mangia bene,
Mangia
mangia
italiano.
italiano. Please come and visit us.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
So I want to just a couple of closing statements on that last segment because it's so interesting on Field Agent. Field Agent, it's like signing up on an Uber as an Uber driver. So you sign up into the app, and so if you're in a location where sponsored companies need help, maybe they need a product audit or they need a product survey, and you can go to a Costco and Walmart and perform it, then you go because you're in the area. So that's I wanted to wrap that up because that's a very interesting concept.
It
is that you can get independent contractors to do in-field work for you, especially if you work for a branded company, and do that for you again cheaper.
Interesting.
On the Wrapify, Carlos, our producer, made an interesting observation.
Yeah.
If you wrap the car and make it now, you might turn it into a commercial vehicle now because you're announcing something.
changes.
So you got to consider that for insurance purposes.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful about that. Yeah.
That you note it, yeah.
I have a cousin that I got a chance to talk to months ago, and she's in Venezuela. I told you about the situation in Venezuela, and we discussed the fact that she's a graphic designer, and I led her to Upwork and 99 Design. So I want to repeat this: if folks are looking for a second income, if they're looking for where they can expose their talents and bid on jobs, really take the time to go to these websites because these are all about freelancers. And if you bid on this type of work, and you, let's say you put in 20 bids to work on a logo, and you hit 5, or you hit 4, or you hit 3, but you got to get into the game, and it might pay a couple of $100. But if you're working on 3 or 4 of those at the same time, all of a sudden you could get, you know, close to maybe $1,000 if you're working on that project because you've got because you're balancing or, you know, or juggling 4 or 5 projects at the same time.
There's so many different streams out there.
So many different
You can have
streams.
so many different things going, like you said, for the college student, for the person who's reinventing themselves, for someone who's at home all the time. There's always a way to do it.
Always, always. So everybody, if you're looking for part-time work and you are, again, inclined to be a blogger, if you are a great writer, if you, especially if you're a writer, if you want to write for websites, if you can write product, you know, descriptions, if you are a graphic designer, if you have a marketing background and you're out of work and you're on more on the graphic side and you can create logos, look at these websites. They can provide an opportunity for you to continue, like you said earlier, add to your resume, add to your, and then make some money in the meantime. In the meantime. Okay, so we opened the 4th segment, the last segment, always with a quote. Okay? This is from Ariana Huffington, chief of the Huffington Post, a well-respected entrepreneur. And here we go. I want your comments, babe. Fearlessness is not the absence of fear. It's the mastery of fear. It's about getting up one more time than we fall down.
I love that. I love that.
What does that say to you?
That is so true. It is not, when you see someone so strong or so confident, or someone that is brave or that stands up, it is not that they don't necessarily have fear. It is a fact that they... Or
that they're fearless.
Right.
Because they could have fear.
Right. That's my point.
They could be fearful.
It's not that they don't have it. It's the fact that they are rising above it. And they have been through some things sometimes, and they understand that the only way to overcome is to pass through and become fearless and to not let that feeling overcome you. And I truly love that. I love that quote.
When you started your first business, did you go through that?
You know, when I started my first business, I had mixed feelings of, I don't know if I didn't have fear. Other than I knew I never want to fail. Like, I rather say in my mind, I need to readjust, realign my map. But, you know, I don't want to start something and be able to say that I didn't get something out of it or that I didn't attain something.
Right.
And so I made it a point to myself that in anything that I do, I'm going to get something. You know, I'm going to make sure that I don't just walk away out of that and not, you know, get something out of that.
Would you agree, babe, then you have a fear of failure or you don't want to fail?
I always say I don't have the fear of failure. I think I have in my mind, I don't want to see myself go far. If I see myself touching a burner once and it burns me, then my thought is, if I still need to touch the burner, I need to find another way to go about and touch it.
Good point.
So I'm not walking away from touching the burner, and that's wrong. You shouldn't just go back and touch it again. But let me find an ulterior way so that I can still accomplish what I need to. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, fear of failure. When I say I want to make sure that I refine that.
Yeah.
Fear of failure can actually drive a lot of people because they don't want to fail. So I'm going to do anything in my power. I want to exhaust every possible angle that I can think of through my own personal expertise, resources, mentorship, people that I know, my network, in order to drive this project, this business to success.
Because failure can be your best teacher.
It's a motivator.
You
it can be, sure.
Yeah, and failing is not the problem. But the fear of failure, no.
There you go.
That's the difference of what
exactly, because then that goes back to the quote.
Okay.
It's the mastery of fear.
Correct.
And so it's getting up one more. It's getting up one more time than we fall down, because we're going to fall down. We're going to fall down.
That's what I love about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, since we have we had a female entrepreneurship story that really resonated with us personally, which was Matilda. Yeah, a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
She was awesome. And I'm going to close out this show with a female entrepreneurship story, another one, okay? Does the name Ruth Handler ring a bell?
No.
Okay. Her claim to fame was a toy that made a huge cultural impact on America. This is back in the mid 1950s. Okay. At home, she noticed. Okay, so I want you to listen to this and what she did. She noticed that her daughter preferred playing with paper dolls that looked like adults and not with the other dolls that looked like babies. For some reason, her daughter enjoyed playing with adult-looking toys. Now, the first takeaway on this is, folks, be very observant of your surroundings, because your next path, your next step, your next direction could be right in front of your face. And there's a famous saying that says, we are one step away or one decision away from changing the direction in our lives.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So what she did, because through this observation, she created a doll that looked more like an adult. She actually put together a prototype. Her husband didn't think that it would sell. There she is. Her husband didn't think that it would sell, but she debuted it. She decided to debut the concept at the New York Toy Fair in 1959. And before she could display the doll, she had to come up with a name. She used her daughter's nickname, which was Barbie.
Barbies.
That's right.
I loved Barbies.
So she had to come up with a name, and they said, "What name do you want to put it?" Well, I might as well put my daughter's nickname on it, and she called it Barbie.
How brilliant was that?
Exactly. Only through observation. Now, she had a little bit of a leg up on this, okay? Because here's what they did. She and her husband Elliot were already selling dollhouse furniture and other toys through a little company they called Mattel. Mattel. Based out of their Hawthorne, California garage. And this is where you come into play here, okay? You're going to make you're going to add to this, because it sounds a lot about what people are doing today through eBay, Amazon, and Facebook.
So true.
What prompted you to sell on eBay?
Well, I knew that I needed, if I had inventory, and I wanted to get exposure.
Yep.
Other than I was starting a business, and the idea was I can't get people to view my inventory fast enough.
Right.
Just by me, putting my own website or talking to people around saying, hey, I've got all this inventory. So what is an engine out there that can
Very
show
good.
visibility
Very good.
To my inventory?
It was a wide net, very wide net.
While I'm still doing everything
That's
else.
exactly right.
Then I had to spend about a good 6 months in the back office, and not only through setting up the processes, but also, getting things up and on the sites and all that. I mean, it took a whole process, but ongoing. I mean, once you put one item up, it's selling, it's showing. But what I mean is just the process itself of making that also very, successful for me. Both the engine on the sites as well as on ground. So
no shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
You had to grind through it.
Oh yeah, I had to learn how to authenticate, how the processes, how things change, because that was everything. If it was a lot, but it was a lot of fun.
If there's any word of encouragement for people that are looking at an online business, is the fact that the tools today, the platforms today, are almost truly plug and play. Shopify.
Oh, yeah.
That's a plug and play.
Yeah.
You can actually use or buy or lease or really buy a pre-created theme website run on Shopify. That's really the engine, to run it, to provide a clearinghouse for payment, load up products, etc. It's so easy, so easy. Within 5 years after she launched Barbie at the toy show, Mattel became a Fortune 500 company.
Wow.
In 1967, Ruth Handler became the president of Mattel, and a position that she kept till 1974. Today, Barbie brings in more than $1 billion a year for Mattel. What do you think about that? Through simple observation.
I was just going to say, back to your point, because she saw. I mean, she saw what her daughter was doing.
Right.
And they were already in the business of making, which was interesting. I wonder why they were in the business of making. Maybe they had an vision already to produce the doll, but
they were selling other toys. I don't have the figure on that, but they were selling dollhouse furniture. So what they saw was there's a market for furniture. Again, selling out of their garage. But isn't that interesting? How there's today's version of that is selling online. Selling out of your, remember people selling out of their trunks of their cars?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
MC Hammer
door to door.
MC Hammer sold his CDs
Out of his
back
truck?
then out of the trunk of his car.
Okay,
That guy was a
I didn't know
hustler,
that.
man.
I didn't know
I give him credit for that.
Okay.
I give him credit for that. You know, he worked towards it.
I didn't
You know.
even know that. Yeah.
Do you think resilience and reinvention had anything to do with Ruth Handler's success and her husband?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. You know, those are two strong things that usually fall within any person who's an entrepreneur that's successful.
Yeah.
They usually have gone through or go through that. I would think.
Yeah. Why do you think resilience is so important in your experience? Because you're going on your third business now. Why do you think resilience is so important? Why do you think that's so important?
Oh, because you have to be able to. I think it starts even before you're an entrepreneur. It starts in your everyday life. You have to be able to look at whatever adversities or whatever obstacles that you've gone through. Look at those as your actual strengths. If you can view the negative things that you have gone through in your life as an actual strength, and it's actually one of your stripes of pride that you've gone through and you can actually use it to your advantage, then you can become resilient in anything. And you can look at it in a whole different light. And then you can just take off and go in to do anything.
So if you've put your hand on the burner, let's say, or let's say you've made a mistake. Let's say you've made a mistake on your launching business. You're not going to make the mistake again.
Well,
But there's people that go through the first bumps and then they quit.
Right. I'm going to look at, okay, now what do I need to do? Because I know this is the direction I need to go.
Right.
I just can't do it that way.
Right.
I've got to look at other alternatives.
That's right.
That's how I see it.
What about reinvention? How would you define reinvention for you?
Oh, not being afraid to say, okay, I'm going to try this now. I want to now, I look at it and I say, as an individual, you have different things that you may have desires that you want to try or that you want to explore. I think they always say the grave has so many riches in it.
That's
because
true.
there's so many individuals that died that never lived it out because they were fearful or because someone said they couldn't or whatever the reason is. I don't want to live a life like that. I want to live a life that said I went after everything and anything that was an opportunity to make something and reinvent myself and to make something happen. Why not? Why? If I'm capable and I have the breath in my body and God behind me, why can't I reinvent myself over and over again?
What would you tell somebody, babe, that I'm older, I've done it, I don't know the skill, I said, I'm late in my career. What would you say to somebody about that for reinvention?
I would say to someone, it's never too late. This just may be the timing. If you look at life and you base it on all the things you've done, maybe this is the time and it was meant to be at this moment. So stop looking at the clock and stop looking at your age and start doing, and then the rest will come together.
Right.
Take all those other elements out.
Right.
And just go for it.
You never envisioned yourself that you were going to be on a radio show in front of the camera.
No,
in front of the microphone.
Absolutely. And Carlos is, if everyone knows me, I do, and most people who do, I do not like to be on the front.
Right.
I do not like pictures.
I will attest to that. That's true.
Yes, I don't want cameras. I don't want pictures because they don't do me justice. In my opinion.
Well, your bang might be off.
Yeah,
your bang's might
but and so I wanted to be more behind the scenes.
Okay.
I'm more of a producer. And so, but yeah, again, there you go. I put behind some of my feelings, if you will, and combination of reinventing myself and did it. And, now it's like, okay, yes, guys, you're right. I still don't like to have the cameras on me, but
what do you think is the biggest thing or the most important thing you've learned in 2.5 years of running the show about yourself?
It wasn't about me. Even though I talk about my bangs and what do I look like and why I'm always looking over there or the lighting and all that, what I love most about the seat and why I enjoy it is because I get to make it about someone else, and that is all about who I am. I get to help and change people's lives. That's it. And I hope...
Same for me.
I hope I've made a difference. Aww. Okay. It's Friday. It's Friday. So
No, it's the same for me.
yeah.
And I just want to say thank you.
Oh my God, you have been like, even, who would have thought when we met? When you sat there and I walked in, like, oh, And I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. And I and that you would be on a talk show with your girlfriend. Like,
this has been one of the major blessings in my life.
Yeah.
To do this with you.
Because to do it together, and to not only do it together, something you've always wanted to do that you never probably thought you were going to do.
That's true.
But
That's true.
It's kind of how what we said: age, resilience, reinvention, God.
It doesn't matter.
It's all about a timing.
Just do it.
It's all about a timing.
Just do it.
It's all about a timing.
That's right. Just do it and be open.
Yeah.
And be open. And be open. So, I just want to take this moment to say thank you.
Of course.
Thank you
It's my pleasure.
Thank you for letting me be your sidekick. You know, since
my guest co-host, as he's always said.
Guest co-host. Yeah, but my biggest takeaway was doing it with you, doing it with Carlos.
Yes, Carlos is amazing.
And also the challenge that we put on ourselves to hopefully provide something inspiring, fun, and loose, like we said at the beginning of the show, for our audience members. At the end of the day, if the content wasn't up to par, sometimes we know it because we're, our own worst critic. But we truly hope that it was something inspiring and enlightening and provide a little bit of insight on where the world is today. And so we're talking about change. We're talking about a lot of change that's going on. And so reinvention and resilience is huge for us, folks. It is. So we're about to wrap it up. So
how about a massage today?
Yeah, okay. Okay, we need that.
Okay,
we need that.
How about some massages today?
Yeah, we need that. We need that. So, is this the end?
It is. It's Friday.
Or is
it
just
the beginning?
Or is it the beginning?
Well, it's the reinvention of something new, and it was just another step in the episode of taking it to the next level.
Exactly. Only time will tell.
There we are.
Okay. That's it.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
God bless everybody.
Bye-bye.
Watch us live in our